Hello everyone, welcome to Pepcoding. So in this video, we are going to discuss the another problem of our stack module, which is reverse substring between each pair of parentheses. So firstly, we discuss the question, then we move to our approach. So in this question, what they are giving us a string S that consists of lower cases, English letters, and brackets. So they are giving a string in which we have lowercase English letters and some brackets. Okay. So in the second, what they are saying, reverse the strings in each pair of matching parentheses starting from the innermost one. So okay. So what they are saying, let's see. They are saying we have a string which have brackets and like this. So these have three pairs of brackets, first, second and third. Okay. Now what they are saying, we have to reverse the string like this. Have string ABC. It's also have ABC, A, B, C, D. So what we have to do, we have to start reversing the string from the innermost, from this one, then reverse this, then reverse this. This is the meaning of the second line. Okay. And the third line, what they are saying, your result should not contain any brackets. So also in our result, we have only characters, not any brackets. You can see here for this is the result DCBA. So there is no brackets in our result. So in the given example, in the first example, what they are saying, what they are given in this, we have a ABCD and one pair of brackets. So we reverse it as a DCBA. I'm taking it. Firstly, I'm erasing it and then I'm taking it from here to our whiteboard so that we can easily see. I'm increasing the size so that everyone see that. Now let's see here. I'm what they are saying in question. Let's talking about taking second example. In this example, what are they saying? Start reversing the string from innermost pair of parentheses. So this one is the innermost. We firstly reverse this string, then we reverse whole because we have two pairs. Let's see third one. We have 1, 2, 3. So we have three pairs. So this is one the innermost. We firstly reverse this string, then we reverse second bracket or parenthesis pair, then we reverse third one. Taking it from here to here. We are talking about this one. So firstly we are reversing this, then reverse this one, then reverse all. Okay. Let's see. I'm writing here. So we reverse this. We have G N I P C O D E P. Then reverse this one. We have G N I D O C P E P. Then reverse whole. We get P E P C O D I N G. This is our output for this one. Let's see. Move to question. So these are the example, but we take it now. See some sample input output. In the sample input, they are giving us G and I, like opening bracket G and I, then opening bracket PC, then opening bracket DO, then closing bracket EP, and closing bracket. For that one, we have Pepcoding is our sample output. So let's move to our whiteboard where we can discuss our approach. So I hope so. We are starting from here. Firstly, I am requesting you, if you didn't watch the last two questions, the what In the last two questions, what are we doing? Minimum add to make, validate, and score of parentheses. In the last two questions, we are using some concepts or techniques. Same things we are using here. So if you didn't watch those questions, please go and watch and solve those. That is very helpful for you. If you watch and clear, if you watch those questions and solve the questions, then that's good for you. Now we are using some of these concepts or techniques from the last question here. So in last one, what we are doing, we are dealing with the parenthesis, like in maximum, minimum add to make, validate, or like score of parenthesis. Same thing we are doing here. We are dealing with parenthesis, like for this one we have this closing, for this one we have this closing, and this. What we are doing, we are firstly dealing with this one separately, then this one, then oh, same thing related to last two, slightly difference, but too much simpler. So for that, what I am doing, I'm taking it little bit up and creating our stack. Okay, so this is our stack. I write here. Now see, for stack, what I am doing, let's talk about this example. Okay, when we have opening bracket or characters, we are adding in our stack. We are doing, when we have opening bracket or we have characters, we are pushing them in our stack, and when we have closing bracket, we popping it out. Okay, so let's see, starting, we have opening bracket, we add in stack, then we have character, add in stack, then we have n, add in stack, when we have I, add in stack, then we have opening bracket, add in stack, then we have p, then add in stack, then c, add in stack, then opening bracket, add in, push in stack. I'm pushing these, or sometimes I'm saying adding. So meaning of adding is I'm pushing them in stack. Okay, then I add. Oh, after that we have closing bracket. So when we have closing bracket, we start popping it out until we get opening bracket. So when we popping out, what we popped, O, then D. So O and D popped out. So this, we at the top we have our opening bracket. We also remove this opening bracket because firstly I am remove and then tell why I am removed this. I removed this also because in the question what they are given, you can see here, your result should not contain any bracket. One thing this, and other things, if there is opening bracket and after, like firstly I complete this what I am saying, then we add these again in reverse order, OD. So let's suppose for currently I am assuming that we have something, or I am taking faith we have something, or like some function or any data structure which make them reverse, and we are adding these reverse in our stack again. So this is what we do. And now I'm talking about bracket. If we have bracket, then again a closing bracket come, then we pop again and we get this one. So when we popping this out, what we have do, we again put this in, push in stack. So what we get do instead of od, which is wrong for us because we have to do reverse. So now we move forward. When we move forward, we again get closing bracket. So when we have closing bracket, we pop it out from the stack. We pop D O. So D popped, come out, D here, then popped O, then popped C, then pop P, then we pop out our bracket again, then we push them again in our stack DOCP, then we move forward and add this EP and again get closing bracket. Then what we do, we popping P from here, P, pop E, then pop P again, then pop C, O, C, O, then pop D, then pop I, then pop N, then pop G, and then pop out this one. Size becomes 0 of stack, then we push them again, so we get pep coding. So we get our desired output. Here is E. Okay, now taking another example so that you can better understand about our approach or what we are doing in this. So I'm removing this from here. Okay, now I am taking this second example, this one. So initially in starting we have opening bracket, so push in stack, then you push it in stack, then opening bracket, push in stack, then we have L, then O, then V, then V, E. After V we have O, closing bracket. So what we do, we start popping out, we pop E, then V, then O, then L, then bracket come, so we also pop it out. So I'm removing these from the stack and adding these again, so we get E, V, O, L. After that I comes, so I push in stack, then again closing bracket come, so we have a function or something, data structure type or mechanism which make them reverse. E, L, O, okay, I, it's not E, it's I. And we remove these from the stack, also the opening bracket, and add in the stack I love you. So we get our desired output. Now move to third example so that you totally clear about question and approach. So in this starting, what we have opening bracket, we add it, we have A, then B, then C, then D, then we have our closing bracket, so we start popping it out, D, C, B, A, size becomes 0. From here to push them in our stack D, C, B, A, we get this one. So we know about what we have to do, but now we have a problem, which type of data structures or what we do, so that we can add we pop these characters from the stack and add in that data structure, and then again add in stack in reverse order. For that, let's suppose we are taking an array. Okay, now we have string in the form of ABCD. Let's see, A, B, C, D. When our bracket closing bracket come, we popping it out and add in arrays first index D. Then term C come, C, then B, then A. Okay, but you can see size becomes 0, but when we take an array, size become like we don't know about the size, so there is a loss of size. We are using extra size. For this one, let's see if we take 4 for this one, but when we talk about this one, we have to take, firstly we take 4, then we take 6, and then for this one, firstly we take do 2, size 2, then 4, then 9. So that's not appropriate for adding this one and reversing our characters from the stack and push them again in stack. For that, what we do, let's see. This is very interesting point and understanding. If you understand this point, you clearly understand our approach, and you can easily solve this question. Let's see what I'm doing here. We have A, B, C, D. When we are start popping, we are adding it first in, first add, then first D, then C, then B, then A. When we adding back in reverse manner, or we are pushing back in our stack, D comes out first, so first out. Now by seeing this first add and first out, you remember about something. We have a data structure which have property first in, first out, and also it's deal with dynamic memory allocation. So the both problem solve. Firstly, we have to reverse that one. So we are following the phenomena first in, first out, and also we have problem with space. So by using dynamic space or like dynamic memory allocation, we solve the problem of memory allocation. Okay, like so you have dynamic memory allocation according to need. Its size increases and decreases. Don't have static size. So it's solve our problem. Now size reversing problem is solved. So we use Q. We use a Q. When we pop add in Q, like I'm again making our Q. This is our Q. Pop from the stack, add in Q, then pop from the Q and add in stack. Okay, this is what we are using here. Now see here, this is another interesting point. When we are adding back, we get our desired output DCBA, but stack follows last in, first out mechanism, or like phenomena or rule. It's a rule last in, first out. When we pop A from stack, we get A, then pop B, then pop C, then pop D. So we get A, B, C, D, which is reverse of our desired output. So for dealing with this problem, what we do, we are taking a character array here, and let's see what I am doing. I am taking a character array, and when we pop from the stack, add it in the last, then again pop, add here, then again pop from the stack, add here, then again pop from the stack, add here. So we have DCBA, which is our desired output. So I am again repeating what I am doing here. Firstly, I am creating a stack, pushing it until we get closing bracket. When we get closing bracket, we have closing bracket, and start popping it out, add in a Q, push in a Q, then we get our opening bracket. Until we getting our opening bracket, we keep popping out, and we pop our opening bracket. After popping it out, what we are doing, we are adding them again in stack. So if we add D here, we get D. Okay, by doing this, we get DCBA in our stack. But when we pop it out from the stack, we get ABCD. So for dealing this problem, we are using a character array, adding from the last to first, so that when we print this array we get DCBA, which is our desired output. Let's move to our editor. Now in the editor you can see here we have a stack of character. Now what we have to do, we have to start iterating from I0 to I is less than s dot length I plus plus. Now taking ch, which is s at caret I. Now I am checking if ch is equals to closing bracket, then what we do, I am creating a queue of character, giving it name queue. Now what I am doing, while st.peak is not equals to, until not equals to opening bracket, what we are doing, we are adding in queue dot add st dot pop. Now after that what we are doing, we are popping out the bracket from the stack. What I write here I will show you from the starting. In this you can see, firstly what we are doing, we are creating a stack here, stack. So in that stack you can see we have a queue. Here you can see our queue and a character. This is stack queue. Now what we have, if we have closing bracket, what we are doing, like in our stack we have a b c d. What we are doing, when we have closing bracket, we are popping out from the stack and adding in our queue. Same thing you can see here, adding in our queue, and then when you can see when we have, when we are popping out again we have D, C, B, A in our stock, then it here these are and only opening bracket remain, and then in question they are given result should not contain any brackets, so we have to remove this, so we are popping it out. Now what we have to do, now what we are doing, we are, while adding character from string to stack again in a reverse order, so while q dot size is greater than 0, what we are doing, st dot push q dot remove. Okay, same thing we can see here. Now we are removing from the queue and adding in the stack ACDBA. Same thing I write here. Now if this will not happen, in else condition what we are doing, in else st dot push what ch. If we don't have here, like this will not our, for this one, if we don't have closing bracket, initially we are adding these values like opening bracket D C B A, same thing we are doing here. You can see st dot push. Correct. Okay, now it's, I write square brackets, what we have to write now. After that I am creating character array. So int arr equals to new char st dot size and int I is equals to char dot length minus 1, because we are adding, like when we have stack, we are popping from the stack and adding at the last, so it's the last value, like n minus 1, 0 0 1 2 3 we are adding here. That's why I am taking this. Now while I is greater than equals to 0, see arr at I is equals to st dot pop and I minus minus. Now we get, you can see here, now we have character array in which we have A, B, C, D, but in our question we have written type string, you can see. So we have to convert this in string. For that, what we are doing, we are returning it as a string arr. So I am repeating again what we are doing here. Firstly, we are create a stack of character type and then start iterating from 0 to n size of or length of string, then get our first character, then check its closing bracket. If its closing character is closing bracket, what we are doing, we are creating a queue, character queue, and then check and popping from the stack until we get opening bracket and adding this in our queue, and then pop the bracket from the stack and then again adding the reverse form of the characters or string in the stack by using the queue, removing from the queue and adding in the stack. Else if it's not closing bracket, we are adding, pushing them in the stack. Then we are creating a character array and then of stack size, and then adding the value from the stack in that array, then that character array, and at the last returning the string. So the this is the code. So let's check it again. Is there any error? Okay. So here I write char character array. Now trying to compile it, it shows an error or not. Okay. Int I is equals to get that length. Okay, we have to write arr dot length. int I is equals to stat length. Let's check. Okay, here we don't have to write this one also. Cannot find symbol, cannot find a method string character, cannot convert into. Okay, so it shows us an error in character. There will be new string. Now it's compiled successfully. We get Pepcoding. Here you can see agency for that input. You can see here in the sample input we have this one, and same here, and the output we get Pepcoding. Okay, so trying to submit it. So whole test case passed. Runtime 0.58 second. Memory 10.29 KB. So it's compiled successfully. Some errors, but we resolved. Then compile it successfully, submit it successfully. So that's all about the video. If you have any doubt, please write in the comment section, like the video and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching the video.